There is a hidden force more dangerous than evil itself, one that Dietrich Bonhoeffer, the German theologian and anti-Nazi resistance fighter, believed was responsible for immense destruction during World War II. Unlike evil, this force cannot be reasoned with, exposed, or even fought directly. It spreads silently, rendering people blind to truth and immune to logic. That force is stupidity. Stupidity is a greater threat to society than malice. You can argue with a malicious person, but you cannot argue with a stupid one. They are immune to logic, blind to reason, and deaf to truth. Bonhoeffer watched his country, a land once celebrated for poets and thinkers, descend into a mob of cowards and criminals. He saw friends, neighbors, even intellectuals surrender their morality not because they were evil, but because they stopped thinking. After years of resistance, he realized the real enemy wasn't malice, it was stupidity. Evil, Bonhoeffer argued, can be confronted and exposed. Even the worst people deep down recognize what they are doing is wrong. Evil carries within itself the seed of its own destruction, a lingering guilt that can be exploited and overturned. But stupidity is impervious. It does not engage, it simply refuses to see. You can present facts, but they are dismissed. You can debate, but you are mocked. Most dangerously, the stupid are utterly convinced of their own righteousness. Martin Luther King Jr. echoed this: nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. The most terrifying aspect of stupidity is that it often operates unconsciously. People who act foolishly don't even realize it. They cling to their views with such certainty that no evidence can shake them. Stupidity is not an intellectual defect, but a moral one. A person can be brilliant in thought, yet utterly foolish in action. Consider Martin Heidegger, one of the greatest philosophers of the 20th century. Intelligent, yet pledged loyalty to the Nazi Party. By contrast, someone who is intelligently slow can still be profoundly wise and moral. Stupidity, Bonhoeffer realized, is a state of mind that arises when a person surrenders their responsibility to think. It is not an inborn trait, but a transformation, a condition people allow themselves to fall into. Stupidity thrives in groups where independent thought is discouraged. Bonhoeffer observed how Nazi Germany turned ordinary, intelligent people into unthinking followers. They surrendered their ability to discern truth from falsehood and became tools of a greater agenda. When power rises, stupidity spreads. Under the influence of authority, many people willingly relinquish their independence. They accept slogans, propaganda, and oversimplified explanations and no longer see the world for what it is. Person has surrendered their mind. There is no limit to what they can be made to do. They will commit evil and never see it as evil, spread lies and call it truth, destroy lives convinced they are on the right side of history. Stupidity is not just frustrating, it is dangerous. It is a weapon in the hands of those who know how to use it. If stupidity is not an intellectual deficiency, but a form of mental enslavement, how do we avoid it? Refuse to stop thinking. Always ask questions. Challenge authority when necessary. Do not accept something as true just because it is widely believed. If an idea cannot withstand scrutiny, it is not worth believing. Resist groupthink. Stupidity thrives where people conform without thinking. If you find yourself agreeing with the group just because it's easier, stop and ask, am I thinking for myself or just going along with the crowd? Recognize manipulation. Leaders who rely on stupidity use tactics designed to bypass critical thinking. They appeal to emotion, promote simplistic explanations, and discourage independent thought. If an idea discourages questioning, it's likely designed to manipulate. Embrace complexity. Reality is rarely black and white. If an answer sounds too easy, it probably is. If a movement demands unquestioning loyalty, it is dangerous. Commit to intellectual and moral independence. True wisdom comes from breaking free from fear, blind loyalty, and unquestioning obedience. The world today is filled with misinformation, herd mentalities, and blind loyalty to ideas that discourage critical thought. If we do not actively fight for independent thinking, we will not just be battling stupidity, we will be ruled by it. Stay alert, stay critical, stay free. The greatest threat to society is not evil, it is the surrender of our minds.